Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching Boom, the Political Vigilante, bringing you truth underneath Wayne Manor in the outskirts of Gotham. So we've been talking in this last week or so about everything that's going on with FTX, and it is having a ripple effect through not just the crypto markets, but through regular markets as well. On top of the we're in a recession, we have inflation, and, some little costs have come down a little bit, gas, a little bit, food, a little bit, but we're still in inflationary numbers. And we're in a recession, despite what Biden wants to say we're not. We're in a recession. Whenever we're in a recession, whoever's in the White House says, oh, no, we're not. I remember Bush tried to pull this crap. No, it's not that bad. Come on. And Biden's like, recession. It's because he doesn't remember where he's at. But what is interesting is how the crypto markets are all like getting crushed hard, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are withstanding this a little better than people thought, which I think is a good sign for a potential bull run down the road. It might be another 3 to 6 months or longer of this bear market. But this was just in CoinDesk today, November 21st. Market wrapped up. Crypto markets nervous as the FTX collapsed dense institutional confidence. Now, this is important because institutional confidence is what institutional money. Remember when I started talking about this 2 years ago in the summer of 2020, when I really started paying attention to crypto, and we started to have people on the show like Rosie Tran, and we had Christy I on the show several times, and eventually we had Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert on the show. So why in the summer of 2020, Bitcoin was at like 9,000, 10,000, Ethereum was under 400 a coin, and we were like, all this institutional money is starting to come in. It started to come in. And that drove the market. And then regular retail investors, which is regular folks like you and I, started coming in, and that drove the Bitcoin price up. There's been a lot of manipulation by people like Elon Musk and others. But this FTX thing, as we've covered, the Sam Bankman-Fried, I think we're just scratching the surface with FTX scams and frauds and cover up. We're just scratching the surface. It seems pretty nefarious. I wouldn't be surprised even if maybe the intelligence community was somehow involved. That's just a guess on my part, just from doing this show and doing government secrets for 2 years. It feels a little. Anyway, Coinbase and MicroStrategy bonds tanked. This is important because Coinbase is the biggest exchange in the world, and MicroStrategy, that's Michael Saylor's company, has doubled and tripled down on Bitcoin and Ethereum, mainly Bitcoin. Their bonds went down, which isn't a good sign. Crypto markets plunged, and the FTX exploiter moved a total of 180,000 Ether tokens. That's how much Sam Bankman-Fried moved around. That's seismic. So, and then there was the hack that happened after they had this. And the hack, was it just some crazy hackers? Was it friends of Sam Bankman-Fried? Was it other nefarious people? We don't know. But we know there's a whale sum of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe, that is being held somewhere. Crazy times afoot. But let's talk about this. Coinbase shares dropped to 40.62 Monday, hitting an all-time low since it went public in April 21st. CoinDesk Helene Braun report. This isn't their coin. This is their bond. This is traded on the stock exchange, stocks and bonds, right? So this is significant because Coinbase is the biggest exchange in the world, meaning the most people and the most amount of money every day are being traded on Coinbase. People are holding their money on Coinbase. It is significant. Real serious active traders don't use Coinbase, but Coinbase, which there's much you can criticize it of, it makes it easier for the new crypto investor to come in. That's what they do. And that's a big aspect, is adaptation, right? The more people that think crypto is easy to use, the more people will get into it. But when I see exchanges having problems like this, this is why I have told you for over 2 years, if you have any money on any exchange, even Coinbase, put it on a cold wallet Find out what a cold wallet is. There's a bunch of tutorials. Crypto Casey is a great reference for that. I don't know her personally. I just watch her show, and she's got really good tutorials on how to work cold wallet. Cold wallet is basically just like a USB or a thumb drive that you store your crypto on, because if you keep it on an exchange, it's not yours. It's like if you have money in a bank account and you log into that bank account's website and it says, oh, you've got $5,000 in that bank account. And then there's a run on the banks, which is in essence what is happening to the FTX and these other exchanges. Then they freeze it. BlockFi is frozen. A couple other exchanges have frozen withdrawals. So this is why you do not want to keep, if you want to keep just a little on there because you're doing some day trading here and there, fine. But if you're just buying it and holding it, get it off. Crypto Casey said this when I started watching her 2.5 years ago. She was like, get it off. So I was telling you guys, get it off. Now is the exactly why you don't want to keep your money on an exchange. And we don't know exactly how many of these other exchanges have exposure to FTX. So this is not a good sign. Here is a silver lining amongst this, is how Bitcoin and Ethereum have actually done better than people thought they would. They haven't completely like collapsed. So this was in decrypt.com. This week in coins. Now this came out on November 19th. So going into the weekend, people were like, Bitcoin and Ethereum are holding. Now today, the 21st, they've both come down a fair amount, but they haven't completely bottomed out. They still could go lower, make no mistake. Bitcoin could go as low as 14 or 13. Ethereum could go to 900, 800 or lower. They could, but they are holding when like currencies, the yen, the South Korean currency are not doing well. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are holding while a lot of other cryptocurrencies and fiat currencies are not doing well. It's just something to pay attention to. So this week saw a continued FTX fallout week after many crypto companies confessed the extent of their exposure to the collapsed empire. But this is what's interesting. Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, only dropped 1% over the past week and trades at 16.6. Now that's as of the 19th. As of this recording right now, Bitcoin is trading at about 15,800. So it lost over 800 since the 19th. Which isn't good, but it's not like oh man, it went from 16 to 14 or 12 or something. Ethereum, the number 2 cryptocurrency, shaved off about 4% of its value and trades for $1,200 at the start of the weekend. As of today, Monday night, the 21st, Ethereum is trading at about $1,080, just under $1,100. So again, it's lower since the writing of this article. But be aware of this. This is why, again, get them off the exchanges. BlockFi had suspended customer withdrawals last week. The company is also considering filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, full disclosure on this show, I have affiliate codes for BlockFi, for Crypto.com, and for Coinbase. Do not use BlockFi because you can't deposit any money. I'm sure they'll let you deposit, but you can't withdraw. I had a little bit of Bitcoin that I bought like a week, maybe 4 or 5 days before the FTX thing. Bitcoin went down to 16,000. I bought some. And I can't get it off. They're saying it's going to take a couple of days to get off. And that was on the 16th. So I don't know. Crypto.com says everything's fine, but I'm a little leery of them as well. If you really want to just go buy some Bitcoin because it's a good price, use Coinbase for now. But again, whatever exchange you use, buy the Bitcoin and then move it to a cold wallet immediately because you could lose it. You could lose it. So a couple other companies, crypto prime broker Genesis announced to its clients that it would pause withdrawals from its lending arm, which means they don't have the money to back it up. Which means what these companies did, FTX is huge. FTX is spending all this money on these celebrity endorsement deals. By the way, everybody is suing now. Tom Brady, Giselle, Larry David. I think maybe Ronaldo. There's a couple other celebrities in there. They did high profile athletes and celebrities. And there's a class action lawsuit that they were all deceived. I don't know how you blame these actors. How could these actors possibly know that Sam Bankman-Fried was corrupt? If there's evidence to suggest that, then great. Then these actors need to be held accountable. But these actors, I doubt Larry David and Tom Brady knew what Sam Bankman-Fried was up to. Their agent came to them and said, hey, here's a big crypto endorsement deal. And they went, sure. I don't know how you're going to get anything out of these actors. But so again, what I'm doing, I'm hanging on to my Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've just bought a little Bitcoin because it's at a good price right now. If it goes even lower, I might buy even a little more. My altcoins, I don't know what to do with them. Some of them I might just liquidate. I don't know. I don't want to lose money, but I losing some money rather than all money might be I might have to consider that. But they were gambles. All those altcoins were I called them lottery coins. But Max Kaiser was right. Bitcoin can weather this storm, but these altcoins, if your coin has a CEO, it's not decentralized. So some of these altcoins, the minute they get to if they get up at all to a certain price, I might liquidate some of them just to get out. But Bitcoin, I'm going to hang on to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is going to weather the storm. It's going to weather the storm. So, yeah, that's what that's because as I've talked about on the show, Bitcoin is digital gold. Bitcoin doesn't have a headquarters. It doesn't have an office. It doesn't have a CEO. Bitcoin lives on the blockchain. And even some of these altcoins, if those altcoins are kept on like Amazon servers, the Department of Justice or the FBI could just call up and say, shut them down. And that's it. You can't do that with Bitcoin. Some other slightly good news. And again, I'm not trying to everything's going to be fine, but Bitcoin will weather the storm and I'm buying the dip. You can do what you want. This is not financial advice. This came out a couple weeks ago. Costa Rica might be the next country to establish Bitcoin as a regulated currency. And I said this when El Salvador announced last summer that it was Bitcoin was going to be its prime currency. So every store business in El Salvador has to now accept Bitcoin. Costa Rica is talking about doing this too. And Costa Rica has a far better economy. They don't have the drug trafficking and gang problem that El Salvador has. They've got a very progressive policy on the environment. And it's beautiful. I think El Salvador is eventually what they're doing with Bitcoin is going to turn that country around. That's my belief. And I said when El Salvador happened, I said, this is the first domino to fall. And all these Central and South American countries, especially those that are sanctioned by America. I mean, it's a matter of time before Venezuela starts using Bitcoin as its reserve currency. I bet you it will, just to say, sorry, America. But so those are a couple bright spots. But again, pay close attention. Get your money off the exchanges. Get it on a cold wallet like I've been telling you to do for 2 years. If you buy Bitcoin, buy it and move it to a cold wallet quickly. Quickly. So I hope you've been listening these last 2 years on finding the cold wallet. I really hope you have, because I'd hate for you to lose it on some exchange that goes belly up. Because if they just go out of business, bye, it's lost. So, and as Max Kaiser said, I remember asking him, what about staking? He goes, it's not worth it, because if the exchange goes belly up, then you lose all of that Bitcoin and the interest isn't worth losing the amount of, and I was like, oh, good point. He was right. And so I pulled it off of BlockFi in the summer, late spring, early summer. So glad I did that. We're going to keep following this FTX thing because I think it is the tip of the iceberg. I think there's far more corruption. As I showed you, Sam Bankman-Fried has donated $30 million to various Democrats. There might be more to this whole, maybe the FTX thing was a deliberate scam. They knew they were trying to tank the markets to buy up more. I don't know. or to force people to use the, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, because governments are afraid that Bitcoin is going to take away their money to hold people, under their financial thumbs. Who knows? These are all just guesses and theories of mine. So it'll be interesting to watch. But follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and pull your crypto off the exchanges and put it on a cold wallet, and then shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood, and go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.